Why do I use Notion? Do I know? I actually don't know. Actually, I do know. There's 5 reasons why I do use it. And that is why I am making this video, because I wanted to talk to you about those 5 reasons. Starting with number 1, because it's pretty, but it's only pretty because I made it that way. So inside of my system, I created something called the Notion app system, which you can check out in the link down below. Shout out to my template that's been around for a while, but I think people still really like. Or you can just get one of my basic ones. The beginner bundle is really good for free as well. I was able to make really pretty pages inside of Notion. I was able to create an entire task management system and project management system that interlinked pages together. This entire sidebar is a linked database that when I click through, goes to another page, and I don't even have the sidebar. So you can see how the fact that I don't even use the sidebar in Notion but made my own alternative could show you how exactly a tool like Notion is next level. Now, this is pretty complicated, and my first reason for why I use Notion is because I can make it into anything that I want. But also, in the same vein, for this reason, I could also use templates. And on top of that, going into the second reason, it can be as simple as I want it to be. If I literally just wanted to have a sidebar here of a bunch of different pages, I could. I absolutely could do that. It has all the capabilities of a really nice system where I could just click on this and then continuously just write notes or, get more in depth and use a journal template from Notion. And that's it. I don't need to use databases. Why would I? Well, I would because I enjoy it, and to me, this doesn't feel right, even though, you can make this page hide under this page, and then you have a very similar structure to something like Craft Docs or even OneNote, right? Like any of those different products where it's just like, oh, how many pages can I fit under another page, right? Like, it's actually not complicated if you don't want it to be. Like some people just have pages and pages, and I think with all the database conversations we have in Notion, people forget that. So that's number 2. You can make it really simple. And some pages are so simple that I literally just have a page called examples for videos. And it's just a running list of the examples. And then when I go through enough of them, I'm like, oh, let me just archive them in here. And then here's the rest of them. It's funny, but it really is. It's something that you can do totally inside of Notion. And obviously number 3 on the list is databases. I manage my entire team's project management system inside of Notion. I manage all my content for clients, my own team, recurring projects, all this kind of stuff is done within Notion. And there are way too many properties to count. There are way too many templates to count. The system that I built out helps with efficiency, helps us get more work done. That's the goal. I obsess about this because it really matters. And for people who don't like databases, you can talk to me about the benefits of them, because trust me, there are a lot of them. Pairing different databases together to make linked databases and views as well as automations is how I stay so efficient. Whenever somebody does something inside of Notion using native or different automation tasks, I can get as deep as having a real Google Calendar sync because I know how to make automations and I can do these sort of things that apparently Notion takes years to develop, which we want to make a video on the reasons that Notion isn't good. We can do that too. But if you are well versed and like databases, you can make great databases like this, where I have my manager sync with my meeting agendas and the template levels everything out. And I can showcase my tasks from another database instead of my meeting agenda to see if I need to cross-reference anything. It's awesome. We really enjoy the way that databases work. There's a million different templates you can choose from, whether it be mine, other people's. I love databases and the way that they all kind of work together, especially with things like relation properties. I have this relate to a automatically capturing recording of my meetings with Grain, and it hyperlinks into a recording URL. And if this is a client meeting, it links to the client. It's awesome. I love the interconnectivity of databases. Definitely try it out if you haven't. And number 4, I like Markdown writing. Sure, when I open this up, I can just write out, this is text. I like text. Or I can do a slash and then turn it into a quote block and type out, this is a cool quote from a dude I like. And then italicize it, bold it, and then name it cool guy, right? Or you don't have to use the slash. You can use things like the bullet point in space or brackets in a space to make to-do blocks or bulleted blocks, all of these different things. like the caret and space as a toggle. These are all things that I've learned typing in Notion. And when I take notes, it's a lot better of an experience for me because I have all these really cool different basic blocks to work with, or more advanced blocks that end up allowing me to embed files inside of it. I don't like writing in a plain text document since I've worked in Notion. Like I personally can't stand it. When people send me a Google Doc, I cringe because I don't have the ability to like, even just as basically, this is something I do all the time. I'll just type like /to, and then this is the main task. And then I have like a little subtask checklist where I'm like, task 1, more context, task 2, more context, task 3, more context. Like you'll see this inside of all of my tasks inside of Notion. And I was able to delete all that really quickly because there's blocks and there's Markdown. If I didn't have that block functionality in Markdown in my note-taking platform, I honestly don't know what I'd be doing because I can't stand it. Like you see this? You see these toggles? See all this context just in a very small place? Yeah, that's due to Markdown. Now, another really cool thing that I enjoy about Notion is wikis. Like they've created a really vast number of templates to showcase this, but the wiki feature inside of Notion is pretty dang cool. Like this is an example one that I made, but essentially can cross-reference the different databases. You can search just within the wiki. It's really great for showcasing processes to people. It's an awesome SOP system. I need to utilize it a little bit more for things that I've essentially turned into wikis, but you'll notice, I mean, it's a great layout. You click inside of it, shows the properties in a nice way. You can have verification added to it. So it's like, hey, this is verified that this is all up to date. It's great for training. And also, it's really good for proposals. So I've done example proposals and I've made templates and stuff like this. But if you look at this, I just love the way that all the different blocks can go together, mixed with databases and callouts to kind of showcase these things as proposals. I don't write proposals using like a Word doc. That's dumb. Like, why would I do that? Like, for example, there's a one-sheeter that I made when I did more Notion consulting. And I thought this was such an easy way and template to create different proposals rather than writing out in a Word doc. Looks prettier. It's easier for me to work in my own workspace than press share, add them as a viewer. Very simple and easy. The aesthetic, the blocks, the dragging, the dropping, the entirety of it. I love Notion, and those are some main reasons why I love it. If you like this video and want to see more content on how to improve your skills using Notion, make sure to check out this video right here.